What up, Phoenix fam? It's your boy PJ, the OG Keymaster, and I'm coming at you with this week's top picks of books that I think are going to be hot. Now, you know what to do. Let's get into this. First up, we have Captain Marvel number 9. This is the main cover done by Mark Brooks. And if you remember to last issue, we saw the first appearance of Star. Now, number 9 picks up, and the solicitation says, "A star rises, another falls. Being Captain Marvel has been the greatest joy of Carol Danvers' life. A new hero is rising to the limelight just as Carol's own powers begin to fail her. With everyone now believing she's a Kree traitor, Carol can't help but wonder, does the world even need Captain Marvel?" Now, if you remember the very end of number 8, we do see kind of an allegiance that Carol Danvers is making. So is she turning evil? We'll find out. There's 3 covers to this. However, I have not been able to find a picture of the cover for the B variant, which is by J.G. Jones. There also is a C cover, which is a Marvel 80th anniversary cover, which you'll see right here. All 3 are sold out at most online retailers. So I think this is going to be one of those issues that is going to be flying off the shelves. All 3 covers. If you can find one of them, pick it up. This is Conan the Barbarian, Exodus number 1. This is the B cover. This is written and drawn by Asad Ribic, and I believe this cover, Bring on the Bad Guys B cover, is done by Ribic as well. Anyways, this story is supposed to be a first, I guess, not necessarily an origin, but his first journey from his homeland of Samaria. And it's going to tell his first how he left his homeland and began wandering Earth. So I am really looking forward to it. Really love this cover, and I'm going to be picking them up. I think this is the cover to look for on this story. Next up from Marvel, we have the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 10. This is the main cover. This is going to introduce us to a new villain. The new villain is someone who weaponizes pain and uses Spider-Man's painful history to threaten the web-slinger like never before. So you have the main cover here, which I believe is showing the new villain's powers, possibly, or him attacking Spider-Man. But the cover that I'm really interested in is the B cover, which actually has, I believe, the new villain on the cover. So this is who I believe the new villain is, unless this is someone else that I'm just not familiar with. Anyways, the B cover is actually the one that is sold out on the online retailers. Usually it's the A cover, but because the B cover, I believe, is having the first appearance, as well as the character on the cover, this is going to be the one that is more sought after. So if you can find the B cover, definitely pick that one up. If you're finding that the B cover is too hard to find, go ahead and get the A cover, because it might be just as good later on down the road. Next up is Loki number 2. This is the B cover, and this is purely just a cover grab for me. I think it's a really cool looking playing card cover with Loki on both sides, kind of like a Jokerish playing card. Instead, it's got Loki written on both sides with a mirrored image. I'm going to pick this one up. Like I said, nothing that has to do with the story, just a really cool cover that I like. Next up, we have Absolute Carnage Scream number 1. Now, this is written by Cullen Bunn, the scribe of Scary himself, as Mr. Macabre likes to call him. This is the return of a classic symbiote, and it'll be a scream. Years ago, Patricia Robertson was unwillingly bonded to the clone of Venom that eventually becomes Mania, and she's been living in fear of symbiotes ever since. But she's also been living with a secret, and with the coming of Carnage, Patricia must take a stand and will have no choice but to confront her demons head on. Now, I'm picking this book up mainly because I have heard that Marvel is upping the quantities of books shipped on this title by 100%. So if a store ordered 20, they're getting 40. If the store ordered 50, they're getting 100. And the last couple times that Marvel has done this, it's been because they've introduced new characters. Now, I'm interested to see what Cullen has done here and if there is anything new that is going to pop up. I think this Absolute Carnage, I think the tie-ins are going to have these little things that are significant in order for people to buy the tie-ins. And this is the first one, so I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. There are a lot of covers on this. So there's this main cover. There's also a B cover, which is done by Mark Bagley. And then there's a C cover, which this one is sold out. This is the Dalterman Young Guns variant. Now, this Young Guns variant is sold out on most online retailers. I think this is going to be the one that, out of the three main covers, that people gravitate towards. I think it's a really, really cool, because it's got the design. So I would definitely be looking out for this one. There's also a 1 in 25 incentive cover, and there's a 1 in 50 incentive cover. And lastly, there is a 1 in 100 virgin incentive cover that is just a 1 in 50. It's the virgin of the 1 in 50. I usually don't show incentive covers, but like I said, I think this is going to be one of the tie-ins that introduces something. It's also written by Cullen Bunn. He does a really good job. I think he's going to introduce something big within this tie-in. And if I were you, I would be picking up this book. Any of the three main covers are good. I'm picking up all three. The C cover is, I think, the one to look for, and if you can afford it, get one of the incentives. I don't think that's going to be a bad pickup either. Sticking with Absolute Carnage, this is Separation Anxiety #1. Now, this is the main cover, and this is another tie-in for Absolute Carnage. This is written by Clay Chapman. Hellish horror in the mighty Marvel manor. Since the conclusion of Deadpool vs. Carnage, 4 of the 5 Life Foundation symbiotes, Riot, Phage, Agony, and Lasher, have been bonded to a stray dog wandering the Midwest, but as Carnage descends on New York, its siblings will find it impossible to resist the siren song of Null. Now, this is another tie-in. I'm gonna pick it up. There's only one main cover, I believe, and then there is a 1 in 10, and this is a design. I believe it's called a design variant incentive. This is a 1 in 10, which looks really cool. And then you have a 1 for 25, which is a Codex variant, and it has Deadpool on it. Taco Tuesdays. I guess you throw Deadpool onto something and it becomes cool. Then you have a Clayton Crane incentive cover. This is a 1 in 50. And then you have a 1 in 100 Clayton Crane, which is the Virgin cover. Now, I think that this is another one that is going to be okay. However, I would tread lightly on this, and I would probably just go with a main cover, maybe the 1 in 10. Finally, from Marvel, we have Silver Surfer Black #3. This is written by the one and only Sir Donny Cates. And all the art is done by Trad Moore. The main cover right here is done by Trad Moore as well. This is the one I'm looking at, specifically because number 3 seems to always be something with Donny Cates, or at least more times than not. Solicitation reads, "The surfer's power is fading. Is this the end of Norrin Rad as the all-consuming darkness descends upon him? Or will help come in the form of an unexpected ally?" Now, I'm really intrigued to see where Donny Cates is going with this. This is number 3 of 5, so I see this being the pivotal point and then the fallout happening in 4 and 5. So be on the lookout for this one. Moving over to DC, this is Flash number 76. This is the B cover done by Yasmin Putri. That is the only reason that I'm picking this up. Not really anything spec worthy as far as the story goes, as far as I'm tracking, but it does have an awesome Putri cover, and I'm always willing to pick these up for cover price. And next up from DC is Hawkman number 15. This is also the B cover. This is done by Inyok Lee, and once again, the only reason I'm picking this thing up is for the cover alone. DC's did some pretty cool B covers this week, so the only reason I'm doing Hawkman number 15 B cover is the cover alone. And last of the DC B covers that I'm looking at is Wonder Woman number 76. This is done by Jenny Frison. Frison's run on Wonder Woman has been awesome. I think I've picked up just about every cover that she's done on Wonder Woman. I think these not necessarily are going to hold much value as far as for speculation or anything like that, or for the covers, but just an awesome piece of artwork that I have in my personal collection. And finally for DC, I have 2 quick sneaky picks that I think people are going to be searching for. This is Supergirl number 33. This is the A cover that was solicited. However, DC has since sent a email to comic shops telling them to destroy these copies and that new copies will be sent to them. Now, it's not really known why this is happening, other than they're saying that it has something to do with the year of the villain um, moniker on the top, and the cover doesn't have anything to do with the story. However, here is the new A cover that DC is soliciting, saying that they are going to send to shops. And this new one for Supergirl number 33 is supposed to hit or hit comic shops on September 4th, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I'm reading. But as you can notice, they look very, very similar. However, at the bottom right-hand corner, there is a Legion symbol, and so that is what people are speculating, is that the tie-in has something to do with the Legion promo, or it's going to have something to do with the new Legion series by Bendis. So this is for Supergirl 33. If you can find Supergirl 33 and shops are allowing you to buy it, I would buy it, because this is going to be one of those covers that collectors are looking for. In that same breath, this is Superman number 14. This is the main cover, and this is having the same problem. DC has asked for stores to destroy their copies and that they will send new copies, but this one is going to be released on August 28th, is what I'm finding and what I'm reading. The same thing is happening with this. So DC is going to send this new cover that doesn't have Year of the Villain on top, and it also has a Legion promo at the bottom right hand corner, similar to what the new Supergirl is going to have. Some people are saying that the purpose behind this is that within this story, there's going to be a race switch of one of the Legion superheroes. So in this book, he is a certain race, and then in the new book, he will be a new race. What that is, whether they're making him black, Asian, Hispanic, I'm not sure. Some people are saying though that this is why this book is being recalled, is because in the preview that is going to happen, um, this whoever it is, the character will be one race, but in the actual book of the new Legion Millennium, he will be another race, and so DC wants these books off the shelf. So if you can find Superman number 14, a cover, I highly recommend it. Over to the Independence, we have Once and Future number 1. Now this one looks really cool. It's already sold out on most online retailers. Read the solicitation for you real quick. When a group of nationalists use an ancient artifact to bring a villain from Arthurian myth back from the dead to gain power, ex-monster hunter Bridget McGuire escapes her retirement home and pulls her unsuspecting grandson Duncan, a museum curator, into a world of magic and mysticism to defeat a legendary threat. Now, this book is going to explore the mysteries of the past, the complicated truths of our history, and the power of family to save the day, especially if that family has secret bunkers of ancient weapons and decades of experience hunting the greatest monsters in Britain's history. This one looks really cool. The artwork, I'll just tell you, the cover art, that looks really cool right there. I'm excited about this, and I think there's a lot of people that are excited because, like I said, it is sold out at most online retailers right now. If you can find this one on the shelves, pick it up. Next up is Reaver number 1. This is the second printing, and Reaver number 1, first printing came out a few weeks ago, sold out pretty much everywhere. I'm pretty sure it's sold out at Phoenix Comics. So this is the second printing. It's got variant art on it. I am going to be looking for this because I have a feeling that this is going to have a much smaller print run than number 1, which I think even had a small print run. So if you can find this one, I would definitely pick it up off the shelf. And last but not least, this is Watcher number 1 from Zenescope. This is a pick for Mr. Macabre right here. This has his name written all over it. Disturbia meets The Conjuring in this new 3-issue horror thriller from Zenescope. A Catholic deacon and his family relocate to a suburban New England home that's long been rumored to be haunted by an evil entity. As his teenage daughter Erica begins to adjust to her new life, her ongoing bouts with sleep paralysis worsen, and she begins to wonder if there really is a presence inside the home. When 2 of Erica's high school friends are brutally murdered, she starts to suspect the creepy neighbor who she's seen watching her through his window. This is the main cover. There's also a B cover, which is like this black and white kind of sketch, which looks really cool. I'm gonna try and pick up both of these because I think it's only a 3-issue series, but who knows if it picks up. You could definitely see this could be something that is an ongoing, maybe eventually, or you have a volume 2 or something like that. I would also like to point out that this has sold out. Both covers have sold out at most online retailers. So if that tells you anything, that typically means that people are investing in this. That about does it for me this week, Phoenix fam. Please like and comment down below what you thought. I'm always looking for a good debate. Is there books on here that shouldn't have been on here? Is there books on here that should have been on here that I didn't talk about? Any and all conversations are good when it comes to comic books. That's the great thing about this. Make sure you share it out if you can. I always appreciate that. And until next time, Phoenix fam, this is the OG Keymaster signing out.